Hey up guys! So today's movie I'm going to be discussing is the latest film from the one, the only Steven Spielberg called The Fabelmans. Saw this one at TIFF, loved it, ended up winning the People's Choice Award at TIFF. It is now a credible contender for Best Picture at next year's Oscars, and Spielberg himself is probably going to be a contender for Best Director as well. With a career spanning more than half a century, Steven Spielberg really has done it all. He's transported us to the harrowing chaos on the beaches of Normandy in Saving Private Ryan. He helped coin the term blockbuster thanks to the runaway success of his movie Jaws, and he even brought dinosaurs back to life with Jurassic Park. Now that the titan of the silver screen has turned 75 years old, his latest film, The Fabelmans, is a semi-autobiographical self-portrait which chronicles his journey of becoming one of cinema's most legendary storytellers. Opening to rapturous applause at this year's Toronto International Film Festival, the first time Spielberg has ever debuted a film there, by the way, guys. The Fabelmans is a charming coming-of-age tale which gives audiences a glimpse inside the memory bank of Steven Spielberg's youth. It is a somewhat romanticized and sanitized retelling of his past. He adds that typical Hollywood schmaltz to the recollections of his formative years, but oh, what a joy it is to take a stroll down memory lane with him. Beginning in 1952, we watch a young Sammy Fabelman, who's played by, let's see if I can get this right, Matteo Zoyan Francis DeFord. Good God, that's a lot of names. And he is a stand-in for young Spielberg. He's taken to the cinema for the first time by his mum and dad to see The Greatest Show on Earth, and we watch Sammy become equal parts traumatized and fascinated by the train crash sequence in that film. He becomes obsessed with this sequence. It's like keeping him up at night. He's having dreams about it. So his artistically inclined mother, Mitzi, played by Michelle Williams, thinks it would be a good idea for Sammy to recreate the train crash in their garage using his model train set and using his father, Bert, who's played by Paul Dano, his 8mm camera. And before you can say, lights, camera, action, the boy is bitten by the directing bug. We then follow the Fabelmans as they bounce from state to state. Bert's prosperous occupation as an engineer in the early days of computer software forces him to uproot his Jewish family, along with their pseudo-uncle figure Benny, who's played by Seth Rogen, from New Jersey to Arizona to California. New challenges are presented to teenage Sammy, now played by Gabriel Labelle, particularly in a turbulent senior year of high school, which is populated with anti-Semitic bullies. Sammy's passion for making short movies is his refuge, but Sammy soon learns of a secret which could tear his family apart. In typical Spielbergian fashion, The Fabelmans fuses together the idea of broken family along with the director's trademark flair for awe and wonderment. The scenes in which Spielberg recreates the short movies that he made in his childhood, like Escape to Nowhere, are shot with gleaming nostalgia by Janusz Kaminski. It's a delight to see the magic come to life as we see the young filmmaker learning crafty, behind-the-scenes tricks in order to elicit a deeper emotional response from his audience, like how he uses pins to penetrate the celluloid in order to give his Western the look of guns firing. I love learning about the neat little tricks used to help create the movie magic, you know? When it comes to the acting, everybody in this is excellent. Gabriel Labelle shines as Sammy. I'm sure it was a lot of pressure on him for Labelle to be playing essentially a young Steven Spielberg for Steven Spielberg, but he is more than up for the task. He's torn between his art and what his pragmatic dad expects of him. Paul Dano is also understatedly good in this as well. However, I think the performance that most people will be enchanted by is Michelle Williams, who plays the piano-playing mum, Mitzi. And I'm just gonna say this for you now, guys. Michelle Williams is 100% a supporting performance in this story. Yes, I know she's been submitted for lead, and yeah, she might be the main female performance in The Fabelmans, but she is not the lead character. This is Sammy's story, and she does play a part in it, but she's not the lead character. So yeah, they're really deluding themselves into thinking that she should be nominated for lead. It's actually annoying for Michelle Williams because she would have had a decent shot of winning this if she was submitted for supporting. And who knows, she might still end up in the supporting actress category when people see this and go, no, she's supporting. Let's put her in the supporting actress category. You never know. But still, yeah, she's wonderful in this. She's spellbinding as the guffawing mother of young Sammy. But there's also a feast of small yet juicy supporting performances from the rest of the cast, like Judd Hirsch as the quintessentially Jewish Uncle Boris. He only gets like 8-9 minutes of screen time, but my god does he leave an impact. And then there's Chloe East, who plays Sammy's excessively Christian first love, Monica. She was so funny in this. And then there's also David Lynch, who plays a recognizable auteur. I won't say who because I don't want to spoil it for you, but yeah, this auteur made an indelible impact on a fresh on the studio lot Spielberg, and yeah, really caps off the movie in a really funny way. As for my negatives, I do think that the runtime of The Fabelmans does overstay its welcome by a fraction, but it's not to the same degree as, say, another reflective career piece that we got recently, which was Alejandro Iñárritu's Bardo. But yes, I do think that the film could have been edited down slightly. Shall we talk about its Oscar nominations? Yep, The Fabelmans, now that it's won the People's Choice Award at TIFF, makes it a legit contender for Best Picture at the Oscars, and that also means that Spielberg is going to be up for Best Director as well. And that means he'll be going for his third Best Director Oscar and potentially his second ever win for Best Picture. He's only ever won Best Picture once, guys, and that was for Schindler's List. And won directing for Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. Maybe the Academy are going to be feeling sentimental and think that now that he's got to the diamond age of 75 years old, maybe we should honor the legendary filmmaker once again for the movie, which dramatizes his youth and shows how he fell in love with the medium of film. Yeah, I can see the Academy going for The Fabelmans for Best Picture. Where else could it be nominated? Cinematography for Janusz Kaminski, score for John Williams. Michelle Williams, I've already talked about. Yeah, she's probably going to show up in lead. She should be in supporting actress, but I guess we'll see when they announce the Oscar nominations where she ends up. As for supporting actor, I could see Judd Hirsch getting a nomination, like an acknowledgement for the veteran of cinema who's done so many amazing movies across his impressive career, but has only been nominated for an Oscar once for Ordinary People back in 1981. So yes, if he does get this nomination, he'll be the record holder for the longest gap between Oscar nominations with 42 years. The person who previously held that record was Henry Fonda with 41 years. But maybe Paul Dano might get a Best Supporting Actor nomination as well. He's never been nominated. It could do well in the craft categories, like it could get nomination for production design, maybe costumes or sound. But that's my question for you guys today. What Oscar nominations do you think The Fabelman is going to receive? And do you think it's going to win any? Whatever you think, let your voice be heard in the comment section down below. Anyway, it's time to ask the 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? 100%. Love The Fabelmans. It's very easy viewing and it's lovely to see, you know, Steven Spielberg's roots and fall in love with the story of how he fell in love with the medium. It's really heartwarming and just very, very snuggly type of movie that I could definitely see myself rewatching. It's definitely going to get added to the collection as well at some point. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Definitely. I mean, if you like Spielberg's work, then yeah, this is pure Steven Spielbergian schmaltz. Yeah, it's just got that lovely mix of like awe and spectacle, but a lot of heart as well. Yeah, you're gonna have a really lovely time watching this at the cinema. So yes, I do recommend checking out The Fabelmans. And third question, what score to give it out of 10? It's not my favorite Steven Spielberg film, but I did really enjoy watching it. Where would I put it in my ranking of all of Steven Spielberg's work? That is a good question. Maybe a topic for another video. That's something you guys want to let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, I'm gonna give The Fabelmans a score of 7.5 out of 10. But as always, guys, it's just one bloke's opinion. I do want to hear from you. Are you excited for The Fabelmans? Have you seen it? If you have, what did you make of it? Let your voice be heard in the comment section down below. If you had enjoyed this video, help me out by hitting that little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe, and if you want to follow me on any of my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, TikTok, it's all in that video description down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Carefield, and I'll see you next time.